Tonight, our special transmission as international alarm sounds over Israel's offensive in Rafah. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 129th day since Israel started its incessant bombing of Palestinian civilians. Global condemnation is pouring in as Israel plans on a ground offensive in Rafah in southern Gaza. Currently, 1.5 million Palestinians are living in cramped conditions in the region. They have been pushed from other parts of Gaza due to Israel's indiscriminate attacks. Israel had previously declared Rafah as a safe zone. Palestine Red Crescent Society says dozens of people, including children, have been killed as extremely intense Israeli airstrikes and shelling pounded multiple locations in Rafah overnight Monday. The airstrikes hit the Nusayrat camp and the Brazil neighborhood in Rafah. Sniper fire near Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis has killed 7 Palestinians and injured 14 others. Medical facilities, including Nasser Hospital, are suffering power cuts due to bombardments. Al Jazeera journalist Ismail Abu Omar and cameraman Ahmed Magar have been injured by Israeli shelling in Miraj locality in Rafah. According to Qatar-based TV outlet, Abu Amar's right foot has been amputated and pieces of shrapnel remain in his head and chest. Palestinian Prisoner Society says at least 22 people have been arrested in the occupied West Bank. A minor has also been arrested. The death toll from Israel's war is alarming. At the time of writing, 28,473 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli attacks. Another 8,000 Palestinians are presumed dead under the rubble. 68,000 are wounded and thousands are in dire need of evacuation. Israel's revised death toll from Hamas's attacks stands at 1,139. Karim Khan, the prosecutor at the International Criminal Court, has issued a warning to Israel regarding its military actions in Rafah. Khan has expressed deep concern over reports of bombardment and potential Israeli troop entry into Rafah. He says all wars have rules and laws, and it is very important to follow the law of armed conflict. Khan says his office is conducting an investigation into the state of Palestine's situation. On the other hand, Israel is refusing to allow investigators from the war court to enter occupied territories. A statement issued by Amnesty International says there is new evidence of unlawful Israeli attacks in Rafah, causing mass civilian casualties amid real risk of genocide. In related news, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories is accusing Israel of violating International Court of Justice orders in Gaza. Francesca Albanese says Israel's actions contravene the World Court's recent directives to safeguard Palestinian rights and to halt potential genocide activities. The news comes after South Africa initiated a case against Israel for breaching the 1948 Genocide Convention. In response, the World Court mandated that Israel prevent genocide and improve Gaza's humanitarian situation. However, Netanyahu pledges an offensive in Rafah after rejecting a ceasefire deal. Albanese is urging adherence to the World Court's ruling to prevent further atrocities. The U.S. Senate is advancing with a $95 billion emergency spending package aimed at providing military aid to Ukraine, Israel, and support to Taiwan. The news comes after the Senate voted 66 to 33 in favor of the package. Despite the strong bipartisan support, challenges loom in the Republican-led House. House Speaker Mike Johnson is criticizing the bill for neglecting border security. While the aid package excludes the bipartisan border clampdown demanded by Republicans, it allocates funds for humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, Israel, and Gaza. For more on Indian drones joining Israeli arsenal, stay tuned and we will be right back after a short break.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm at the Ramadan Expo 2023 and it's fantastic to finding the Muslim community getting together, enjoying some fabulous games for the kids, a lot of booths, interesting stuff, and a lot of nasheeds.
I'm here with my son, Yusuf, at the Ramadan Expo 2023, having an amazing time, lots of good food, lots of fun for the kids.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, Melanie Joly, says she has raised concerns over 3 Canadians reportedly missing in Gaza with her Israeli counterpart. The family of Ahmed Al-Agha and his sons, Barak and Hashim, say they were taken by the Israeli Defense Forces during a raid last Thursday. The men were seeking shelter near Khan Yunis when they were detained along with 17 others. While Ahmed Alaga is a Canadian citizen, his sons hold dual Canadian-American citizenship. Minister Jolie says her parliamentary secretary has been in contact with the Alaga family, and she herself looks forward to speaking with them. She says her department is in contact with the Israeli agency responsible for civilian affairs. Jolie says the Canadian government is concerned about the strikes in Rafah. She says the violence must be halted and there should be a sustainable ceasefire. Israel is incorporating an Indian-made drone named Hermes 900 into its military arsenal. The move is heightening concerns over India's involvement in the war against Palestine. These drones, known for their endurance and versatility, have been crucial in Israel's operations in Gaza, including surveillance and targeted strikes. The drones, acquired from the Adani-Elbit joint venture, signify deepening military ties between India and Israel. Despite lacking official acknowledgement, media reports confirm the transfer. Critics argue that India's support for Israel contradicts its humanitarian principles. The partnership between Israel's Elbit with Indian corporate magnate Adani facilitates local production of Israeli weapons in India. Experts say since Israel refuses to abide by the International Court of Justice's decision to refrain from actions leading to genocide, third states such as India have the responsibility to enforce an arms embargo. The United States says Yemen's Houthi militants have fired missiles on a cargo ship headed to Iran. The U.S. military says the vessel, the MV Star Iris, was carrying a shipment of corn from Brazil. It says the ship was transiting through the Red Sea to reach the port city of Bandar Imam Khomeini in southern Iran. The Houthis have identified the vessel as owned by the U.S.-listed Greece-based firm Star Bulk Carriers Corp. Houthis military spokesman says the attack comes in retaliation for Israeli attacks on Gaza. The Houthis have been launching a series of attacks on ships in the Red Sea in recent months in support of the Palestinians. The US and UK have responded by launching counterstrikes on Houthi-held territory. The Houthis have said they will continue to target ships in the Red Sea until the war in Gaza ends. Canadian diplomats are working with advisors of former US President Trump to maintain a solid relationship in case of his possible return to the White House. Canada's ambassador to the US, Kirsten Hillman, says these talks are positive and no longer overshadow previous tensions with Prime Minister Trudeau. The talks cover bipartisan issues such as trade and security, with a focus on strengthening Canada-US relations. Trudeau's ministers are working with industry and civil society to achieve a unified approach after the US election. A Reuters Ipsos poll last month found Trump ahead in a hypothetical face-off with US President Joe Biden with a lead of 40% to 34%. Canada has previously publicly opposed Biden's electric vehicle tax credits designed to incentivize US manufacturers. The credits were eventually amended to include Canadian companies. Hillman says her diplomatic team is placing equal importance on building relationships with both parties in Congress. At least 17 Tunisians are missing after a migrant boat heading towards Italy sank off the coast of Tunisia last week. The missing people, including a 5-year-old child, had set sail on a fishing boat from Bizerte in northern Tunisia. Coast guards and naval forces supported by helicopters are searching for the missing people. Emigration from Tunisia has been on the rise in recent years due to the country's financial instability. The European Union has provided billions of euros in assistance to Tunisia in an effort to help boost the economy and create jobs. However, this has not solved the emigration crisis. Many Tunisians continue to see Europe as a better place to live and work. Thank you for watching. Muslim Network TV is a proud media partner of Ramadan Expo 2024. You can watch our special transmission for the Expo on our YouTube channel. We need your support so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.